I used to ride my bike to college classes every weekday. Man of Steel had just come out, and I would play the soundtrack in my headphones to and from class. The movie had been a bit of a mixed bag for me at the time, but the score, man, it was beautiful. Still is. That fall, I took a job as a part-time janitor for my old middle school. I went through training, but only wound up with one actual shift before I quit, and it was a pretty slow one. I picked up some trash, cleaned up a little vomit, and spent the majority of the time rewatching Man of Steel on the principal's office computer. That was a pretty cool day. When a Batman vs. Superman movie was announced, I was more than ready. Man of Steel had grown on me by this point. Was it a perfect Superman movie? No. But it was gorgeous to look at, and the soundtrack continued to serve as the backdrop for my drawing sessions, homework, and bus rides to my job. Not as a janitor anymore. I was barely ever a janitor. In fact, disassociate the word janitor with my name from now on. Not that there's anything wrong with janitors, anyway. Then Batman v Superman hit theaters, and well, it fucking sucked. The first ever live-action meeting of Batman and Superman should have been the biggest movie of all time. Instead, it was a courtroom drama where Superman and Ben Affleck punch each other for 5 minutes and then Superman dies. Oh, spoilers. Why would you even watch this video if you had? Never mind. I saw BVS with my high school buddies, Will and Dylan. We did a review video about a week later. That video has less than 700 views today, but it was a lot of fun. We ripped the movie apart. It wasn't what we wanted. It wasn't what I wanted. And yet, it still stuck with me. My iTunes app had reset to stream the BVS soundtrack. The percussive drive of the fight scenes, the wail of Wonder Woman's entrance, the haunting closure of the film as Lex Luthor warns Batman of an impending threat beyond anyone's comprehension. This, coupled with my repeat YouTube lookups of particularly mesmerizing visuals throughout the film, made it clear to me I actually like this movie a lot. I won't go as far to say I love it, or that it's anywhere near my favorite superhero or sci-fi movie. But once I got the chance to see the extended cut, where all the missing plot puzzle pieces fell back into place, it wasn't the movie I wanted it to be, but now it was the movie I never knew I needed. I grew up watching the animated DC properties of the 90s, as any frequenter of this channel will know all too well. My Superman, my Batman, my Wonder Woman, my Justice League, they weren't the overly hardcore, depressed, desaturated, grimy, murderous versions from the Zack Snyder universe. But that didn't mean that was all those characters could be, or should be. The fact that we've had so many different twists of these ideas over the past 80 or 90 years, that these heroes and villains can be so much more than their original iterations, tells me these are movies worth giving second, third, fourth chances. So, with Jesse Eisenberg's bell-ringing sound effects pounding in my mind, I was pumped for Justice League. And yet, God damn it.
Like brunch. Like
how many people that
what
you
is
say,
brunch?
How do you say aliens are gonna
You wait in line for an hour.
You will love me.
It's been 8 years since Man of Steel. In that time, I've written, filmed, edited, and completed a decent chunk of the post-production on my latest feature film, Vi-Reality, a movie that's plot was heavily influenced by daydreaming visuals to accompany my Man of Steel soundtrack-filled bike rides all that time ago. Love it or hate it, the Snyderverse, for some reason, means a lot to me. I can't 100% articulate why. The narrative is pretty messy. There's that whole thing with Superman destroying like half of Metropolis and people still built him a statue and cried at his funeral. But regardless, it would be absolutely devastating if my movie had gotten the same treatment as Justice League. I get most of my way through and then have to bail, and well,
Look how they mess with my boy.
to finally be able to see what Zack Snyder wanted us to see for his Justice League. The conclusion, more or less, to everything he started setting up 8 years ago. Let's just say this experience was always going to be special to me. And with that, it's time to unpack Zack Snyder's Justice League, aka the Snyder Cut, with good old Will and Dylan again. It is time for... But first, a refresher.
What's the best thing about planet Earth?
What a way to start your fucking picture.
Hey, so, we're gonna watch Justice League. We haven't seen it since 2017.
I was thinking about trying to remember it, and I'm just thinking about Batman versus Superman. Bruce Wayne driving a Jeep Wrangler for a Jeep ad, which is true.
Flash is in like a tool shed, or like where Freddy Krueger died.
There's a statue, and people are like, we miss Superman, he was cool. Then they get his corpse, and then they put him into Captain Zod's Lazarus pit. They have to get the cube from the Marvel movies. They have to time it perfectly so that the Flash's electricity zaps the cube.
Superman comes out of a coffin in the ground or something, and then he gets really mad.
He's just like an asshole. You guys suck.
The villain is another CG guy. He's like who's in Final Fantasy X? It's
Demonoid.
Batman
falls asleep, and then he has a dream about Nazi bug people. Flash comes to him and he's like, you gotta change things. He's like, who are you? And then they fight the guy who has bugs.
What's that bad guy's name in Justice League?
Gray
Argyle.
Blue Beetle versus Gray Argyle.
Red Skeleton.
They beat the guy somehow, and then Superman and Flash race at the end.
You guys know all about this, you guys on this channel. Okay.
Aquaman's in it. Did HBO ask you, are you sure you want to rewatch this one? Is he going to get arrested up there? Batman's going to call the police. He's on a rooftop. He kills Solomon Grundy, though, right? At the end of Batman versus Superman.
Doomsday?
That was Doom? Oh, yeah.
Did you just kill that guy?
He's arrested. She put him
She
on the
left
building.
him on top of a building. Yeah.
There is a stranger comes to this village from the sea.
I am once again asking for your help.
Who does that look like?
Throws a fish.
Yeah.
Also known as Protector of the Oceans, the Aquaman.
My name is Protector of the Oceans, the Aquaman.
Oh, man. Grow a beard on the flight over?
Yeah, he did not have that beard in the opening scene whatsoever.
Billy Crudup is his dad? Or his lover?
I think Dad.
No.
Thank you.
I'm still not going to promote you to head janitor.
Please don't look at me. What did I tell you about?
We talked about this.
It's really hard for me to say you're not a monster when you look at me.
Steppenwolf.
Thank you, because I would never have known.
He teleported in there, man.
Yeah.
How do you think he could maybe get out?
You all will.
It really doesn't look good.
Fire has not burned for 5,000 years. Men won't know what it means.
Fire hasn't burned for 5,000 years. They won't know what fire
What the hell
means.
is a fire?
Why didn't you shoot him with that?
The mother boxes.
Mother boxes.
Mother boxes. Yes, that is as stupid as it. Why is she dressed like Negan? Put her in dirt. And there's 4 feet in dirt.
Whoever you're looking for, it's not.
Oh fuck!
Sticking through his face.
Oh, you're looking for my roommate? Oh, no! Ow!
Find the last
What did I do? He's asking the janitor where it is. I don't know, man. I'm not.
Where is it?
Leave him alone! He doesn't know!
How do we get in? They put a chair over the window. Sinking in on me to watch 4 more hours. Yes.
So, what if you were stronger than a planet?
What if you were stronger than a planet?
One of those inspirational posters. What does being stronger than a planet mean?
Yeah, I don't really generally think of planets in terms of strength.
How much could Earth lift, you know?
We don't know what state he's in.
I think it's probably New York.
Kansas in the ground. Deeper than the mother box.
Steppenwolf is not out there talking about ethics. He's trying to burn down the world.
I also would like to see the movie where Steppenwolf talks about ethics. You see, consent is very important.
He's fat. Dip him in the gamer fuel. Submerge him in the Old English and say the words.
Although nobody witnessed dark side
Fried the circus, bringing this creature to life.
being made.
There's not enough charge to it.
Doomsday.
Kalel, no!
Guys fucking suck.
You brought us here?
Yes, who else would
You smell good.
If the boxes are even close to each other, there's going to be some kind of energy surge.
If the boxes are even close to each other, what if they aren't?
You know what you said about Steve
It wasn't my
Trevor.
business, I'm sorry.
actually dated this other guy? Was and wasn't Steve?
Yeah, he was another person with Steve in his body, and we've totally fucked.
He was a little less pregnant looking than you. They had to film him from below all the time.
Yeah.
And I get the exclusive.
Oh,
God, yeah.
no.
Oof. You're gorgeous and fierce and strong.
This scene is happening now.
Let them come.
Why? Could have chosen any other sentence. Mother, make them come.
There is so much of this. Too much of these guys.
Are you guys gonna finally kill these people for no reason?
You really are out of your mind.
What?
I take it back. I want to die.
We saved the town.
It was on that day that the world became annihilation.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God it's over. I would hate if there were like 2 more hours of it.
Can you describe your level of excitement right now, James? Are you?
I'm very interested.
Yeah.
It's already better looking, I think, than just this very out of focus Solomon Grundy shot we got here. Yeah, so we watched 2 Justice League movies 2 days in a row. This is one of them. The other one's twice as long.
Twice as good, too.
Do you think that?
Yeah.
General Zod's on the movie. The new one.
4 hours is too long.
I liked it. I have a concise point that
Okay.
I liked. I was shocked that I liked it. Somehow concise for being 4 hours. I felt like it was like, yeah, I want to see what happens next. I thought it was cool how dark it was for a superhero movie. I think I liked it as much as I liked the last Marvel movie that I saw.
Which was, to your memory?
Ant-Man 2.
It was Ant-Man 2, yeah. I love how they cut actual like things that make the movie better and then also added Russian family. Which makes it much worse.
I could definitely fucking tell this was 4 hours long. The first half of the movie where they're going through scenes that had already existed but were now better. That was the part where I was just like really like paying attention to every shot and like really interested. It was a better story when it did stray to the correct version, whatever you want to call it. There were a lot of times where I was just going like, how many times is Steppenwolf gonna call Apocalypse?
Where is the third mother box?
Yeah, you should have done better than to call him, dude.
Yeah, well,
I'm not gonna be happy with two.
Sir, it says incoming call.
Yeah.
Something makes me doubt
He has the third box. Leave. Go. I was surprised at how much new stuff there was.
Yeah.
Like, I knew, obviously, it's twice as long. I kind of thought it was going to be just every scene that was already there would be longer.
Yeah.
But now there's all this. I was like, wow, now this is a new thing. Now this is a new thing. Darkseid was in it, whatever that planet is called. And
Apocalypse.
all those bad guys. Yeah, and Apocalypse was in it too, which was really surprising because I thought he was an X-Men.
Brings fish. He comes on the king tide.
He is talking about Aquaman.
New Tom and Jerry animated movie came out. It accidentally played the Snyder cut when you hit play on the Tom and Jerry movie. So yeah, the joke we were gonna do is that like we started up and it's just Tom and Jerry, and we go like, wow, the movie was really different.
You were gonna make us watch the Tom?
No,
Tom
like
Jerry
we start this discussion as like I totally get why people like this new one so much more. I mean, they replaced Amber Heard with Chloe Moretz.
With Jerry.
With
I think they replaced Johnny Depp with Tom in their place.
Oh no.
Okay. I was surprised because I was like, well, I mean, this makes way more sense. It did its own thing. It wasn't trying to completely to be a Marvel movie like the theatrical release was trying to be.
Real quick, Will, have you been able to hear us this entire time?
No.
Here you go. This is what you're supposed to be hearing.
Oh, I'm supposed to hear myself too.
That's better, right?
I think it's worse, but...
Oh, Miss Prince, let me do that.
I didn't know you were fucking here. I could have been doing anything, and I was doing it just a minute ago.
Plenty of times where watching the original one, we're like laughing about like, why is this character doing this? This one just had scenes explaining all the things. The Snyder Cut is mostly those same beats, just way longer. I think there's a lot more good stuff, but there was a lot more in general.
They introduced Cyborg and the Flash so much better. I cared about Cyborg at all, and like I understand, his mom dying.
Yeah, the football thing.
Seeing him on the slab, all mutilated. His dad making the choice gave him some motivation for being so grumpy.
Fuck the world.
Whoa! And Steppenwolf had actual motivation instead of just existing.
Mm-hmm. I really like Steppenwolf as kind of a bumbling.
Yeah, I mean, like he's just a shitty guy. Like he's just bad at being an apocalypse dude. I want to conquer all the worlds for you, Darkseid. Let me please. And there was none of that in the first one. He was just there.
I kind of liked the Skype calls. They definitely were repetitive, but I kind of liked it as like kind of humorous. Okay, I gotta check in. I gotta make sure. Okay, I'm calling. Here we go. Hey, everything's good here.
You have the boxes now?
No, they're in the mail.
Very much like me bullshitting at work. It's like he said the exact same thing twice. He said, we got prisoners who have smelled the boxes, and we're going to talk to them.
That's what you told me last time.
Yeah, surprisingly, Desaad didn't like it that much.
Steppenwolf, we talked about this. You said it would be done. Your word is kind of like nothing now.
I like imagining Apocalypse getting a Skype call. God damn it.
Oh, and that brings up a thing that I didn't like or didn't think made sense. Cyborg's dad intentionally made him like easily a supervillain.
Yeah, son who's been through significant trauma.
I know you may be feeling extremely depressed. Please don't launch all the nukes, but you can.
Easily, and this is how you do it. These are the codes. I could have put a penis on you.
I chose not to.
I didn't want to have to choose whether or not it would be circumcised. So.
I could do it later. I hope I don't die in this movie. I could probably do it later if it's something you want.
Physical strength is just the tip of the iceberg. The tip of the tip.
And your tip is... it's different.
Well, it's a bit advanced. It can shoot lasers. There was a lot of good, like, new stuff, but I was surprised that some of the stuff that was the most head shaky, cringy of the first one was actually original to the movie, like wasn't added in by Joss Whedon and co. Like the Kalel No was still there.
And then brunch was gone, thankfully.
Yes.
No brunch. No brunch. No brunch.
Can I keep this?
Yes.
It feels like Steppenwolf also is taking his damn time to find the boxes.
I think he's like trying to get better at his actual interrogation so he doesn't have to use the spider. So he's like practicing on that.
The spider was interesting because it's purple. Either of you are familiar with Starro? The bad guy Starro? No. It's a purple starfish. The very first Justice League comic villain ever. Alien face huggers your face and then controls your brain. And I think that was kind of supposed to be a reference to that because it looks basically the same.
I like to think of it as he gave Steppenwolf the starfish and he's like, well, you tried, man. I know you've been really working on your interrogation, but... And he's like, no, I don't need the star. I can do it without the starfish, I swear.
Steppenwolf has to work with the starfish as a coworker.
Yeah, he's like a much younger...
From another branch.
He's like a much younger guy who's almost in like half the time Steppenwolf has gotten to his position. The starfish is almost at his position. He's moved up the ranks
real fast.
Make sure he finishes reaving this man's brain before we do anything. I wish there was a hero.
Steppenwolf just actually looking threatening at all.
Yeah, the obvious like Steppenwolf looked so much better. Still kind of generic, but also kind of cool looking.
That's one of the things that I think like if we had just seen this, would we thought he looked cool, or would we have been like, oh, it's just Ares again? I
think I would have said that too, but I would have. Probably, I don't think been hard on it.
He felt heavy in this. Like, he did look like he would, like, fuck you up if you got near him. Versus other Steppenwolf is just so
Well, the additions to the Themyscira scene, he brutalizes those horses. He's
he fucks them up. Yeah.
Chopping people in Atlanteans in half and stuff.
I felt really bad for the horses.
Holy Jesus. He just looks like a scary fuck instead of... some douchebag.
We never see Steppenwolf in the original one take his helmet off, so I just imagined a normal kind of human head shape. Really surprised to see that his head was actually shaped like that. I guess it makes sense for like demon related stuff. Yeah, but it was so surprising to me. Like, I don't know why it disgusted me so much.
That's part of his fucking head. Ew.
You didn't think so?
No, I figured that was just part of the armor. That's disgusting. Just brain over here. Oh, my brain.
I like the idea of asking the actors what they think is going on in the movie, like after filming has wrapped, because they did like so many alternates. They're like, this might be it.
Yeah. Or just asking the cyborg actor what happens with his character at all.
I feel like Wonder Woman changed the least.
What did you do this weekend, Diana? Nothing very interesting. That's all you ever tell us.
That's all you ever tell me, yet somehow you are always busy on Friday when I ask you if you want to go to dinner with me.
Fight scene in the bank with
Roose Bolton.
Roose Bolton. I think that was probably the scene that was the most the same.
Oh, Jesus. That guy died for sure. God damn.
It's okay, it's over. You can stand up.
It's okay.
Just a lifetime of therapy now. Far be it for me to say they had to do another like young girl Wonder Woman empowerment scene. Like there was the obvious one in '84.
I think it came off better in this.
Well, it came off better in this because it was a much better movie.
Even within the first like 10 minutes, I think twice Will shouted, "This is so much better."
Way better.
That was so much better. This is so much better. Yeah. This is so much better.
I just miss him.
Don't they know that it's just Clark Kent with glasses?
I don't know. It's interesting to see like proof that a studio screws up a movie because directors always say that, and it's easy to just be like, well, nah, you screwed it up, and then like it wasn't going to be good either way.
They have a plan at all.
They actually finally have a plan.
Oh!
To just have such a dramatic shift to the theatrical version. I know when we came out of it the first time that you guys were like, oh, I liked that so much better than Batman v Superman, enjoying the actual movie or making fun of the movie or whatever, versus my initial take on it was, yeah, that was fine, but why the first ever Justice League movie made, I should not come out going, that was fine.
It's a bit of a catch-22, because I think I would like it a lot more if we didn't watch the theatrical the night before, but then
you wouldn't have caught like what was different as easily.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to. It would have been really hard to watch the theatrical one after the Snyder one.
Yeah, well, it's I'm at a point now where I'm just gonna pretend that one doesn't exist, I think.
I keep telling you, and I keep telling you, every time you do that, I get soaked. Who does the laundry? It's me. You know it's me.
But room for more.
Master Wayne, you want me to clean this whole place? Fucking building. You told me this with the Batcave. You'd hire more people. Then when I started, you said you couldn't hire more people, then they know where the Batcave is.
I think they did a lot better job with the Darkseid's first visit.
Oh,
I don't even remember
the Lord of the Rings scene.
Yeah, I don't think Darkseid was in.
No,
there.
it was
Steppenwolf.
Yeah. Steppenwolf wasn't even there, I don't think, in this one. He was like,
he was off bumbling.
Yeah, he was off making Skype calls.
Is it okay if I drive the ship? Would that be Oh no!
Yeah. Darkseid's axe somehow reveals the secret code of the anti-life equation that's in the dirt on Earth for some reason. I'm Darkseid. I found the anti-life equation. It's here on this planet. Maybe he doesn't know the name of the planet. He just knows, I tried taking over this planet and I finally found it. The thing I've been searching for my entire life. He gets his ass handed to him by a bunch of Amazons and gods and Green Lanterns and stuff and goes away. And then Steppenwolf also finds it. Oh, it was here. It was on this one.
As Dylan pointed out, a millennia later.
Yeah.
Mostly I was okay with the logic, but yeah, that was one problem. Okay, so first of all, you have spaceships. You found the life. Take a picture, dude. For one. Number two, then you forgot.
You got space amnesia.
And then it's like, well, you have people working for you. No one was like, oh yeah, that was it, right? That was the thing you wanted, right? He's like, he doesn't want to go back because he's afraid of getting beat up again. Okay, yeah.
I've been looking.
Earth, Smurf.
Here's where I will plant my tomatoes.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Maybe you should shoot them with more of the explosive arrows while they're still here. Huh? Why do you keep it here?
There were so many scenes in the new one that I was just like, why wouldn't you have Steppenwolf be like? I get why like some of the darker violence wasn't in there, blood or like F words or stuff like that.
Stabbed through the chest, and
hands cut off, heads cut off.
It added so much more weight to that fight, and just like it felt like they actually were doing something. The original cut, I was just like, why would you?
They look dumb. The arrows all bounce off. Why would you shoot more?
Why would you put the cube there? How did he not get it yet? How did not like a little boy get it yet? I mean, it just
wandering into the temple.
Okay.
They thought that him cutting through the wall in a second was better than this.
Let's not forget about my favorite character, the janitor.
Janitor Phil.
Janitor Phil.
Janitor. Oh, Jesus, I gotta clean this up.
In the original one, he walks in, he just like looks up and he's like,
yeah, he had no expression.
How about that? And then this one, he gets, why? Like it's a second more, and it made more sense.
You can probably just like poop and pee without stopping. You know? I mean, I hope so. You can go in reverse for a while.
Just holding his ass open while he shoots the door. That's better. That's a goddamn bidet.
Last thing I saw was Wonder Woman 84. Not as excited to see Wonder Woman in this version.
But Batman versus Superman or Wonder Woman 84 is the question.
84.
Very, very different
84.
movies.
You liked 84 more?
Yeah. I hated them both.
I did like the opening of this being like Superman being murdered by Solomon Darkseid instead of it just, opening with the terrible bank robber scene on the rooftop.
I thought it gives such a better sense of cohesion.
Yeah, it was connected to the movie, yeah.
I like thinking that he's screamed that many times. Like he just went, ah!
Yeah.
Ah! Ah!
I like the Jean Jones stuff. It was unexpected.
Yeah, I was going to ask how you felt about
I remember reading a whole article right after the theatrical cut came out about all the things that were supposed to have been in the movie that didn't make it. Included was an ending scene where Bruce Wayne is at his glass house on a lakeside and wakes up to a green light coming in the window, and then he goes and there's like 3 or 4 Green Lanterns hovering there like, hey, you want Green Lantern help in the sequel?
We'll give you one.
Yeah. And so I wonder if
you can have the pink one.
Yeah.
The little pink guy.
You can have the one that's a fucking squirrel. I'm assuming that the Bruce Wayne half of that scene was the same, and then they like reshot the Green Lantern half as John Jones or something like that.
The other green guy. So he's really powerful.
Yes.
He's already on Earth.
Yeah. He didn't do shit this whole time. Yeah.
What did he do also?
Yeah. He's disguised himself as Superman's mom.
I love that Superman's mom also just wasn't going to visit Lois
Yeah,
Lane.
she didn't actually go talk to her at all, yeah.
Okay, so my bit here is that it's just like the episode The Monorail, Marge versus the Monorail of The Simpsons. Leonard Nimoy is on the train, and then at the end of it, he goes, my work here is done. And then Barney's like, you didn't do anything. And he's like, didn't I? Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for the help.
I'm glad Dog made Snyder cut.
It's just an extra. It's John Jones.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I'm gonna come in there. At the end, doesn't Sade say like, it's because you sent Steppenwolf. I told you he'd fuck up. And then Darkseid's like, yeah, you did.
I was expecting Darkseid to kill him in that moment, but nope, he just walks away to never be seen again.
They do team building exercises.
I do get a little tired of talking to parademons and parademons alone all day long. You fuck one parademon, you fuck them all.
Yeah, that's what I was reaching for.
How fast can we break the $1,000 piece of equipment?
Okay, the music, I liked it better in this one most of the time. There were plenty of moments that felt a lot cooler with the new music. All the fight scenes felt much more intense and stuff with this. I think the only thing that I was missing was in that Superman eyeball look moment at the Flash. I think the music was better in the original. It was a lot more like stuff as you like, oh, cheeky Superman. It was still a cool moment. I think it's one of the better moments of the whole movie, probably. I don't know why I like that like fluttery, whimsical super speed music, I guess, better than grungy techno stuff that was in this one for those moments, but every other time it was much better.
There's like some cool industrial guitar stuff that was kind of neat in this one.
Climbing the stairs, yeah, climbing the fucking stairs. Get the quads, get the stairs, yeah.
I think they could have cut the whole epilogue. That was 20 minutes I didn't need. Yeah, I mean, it was it was cool, but then it just sort of was like, okay, I want to watch that movie that's never probably going to come out. I don't know, but I don't know like logistically how much that sequel would face problems because like Amber Heard and Jared Leto are both sort of, I think Demi canceled for some reason that I don't really, I haven't read, but
they just used Jared Leto, right?
Yeah, they just filmed with
so
him,
they don't give a shit about that, I guess.
I know there are people on both camps.
The Leto camps?
Yeah, the
Leto
camps. The Joker moment was,
I think they were filming at his Oasis in the last scene.
The Joker part was cool for a minute, and then it just kept going. The trailer ends on Jared Leto turning around, isn't that right, Batman? And then the title of the movie. Okay, that seems like a good place to like cliffhanger it, sort of like, he's teaming up with the Joker. And then the Joker kept talking for 10 minutes.
No.
Au contraire, my little fish stick.
Oh my god. Why do I have to look at this fucking unlookable background?
Stop us.
We've been sitting here talking for so long. The whole movie was a dream. Oh my god.
I was thinking like, I'm really excited to watch this, just mostly to see the differences, but just in general, I get to watch.
See you boys.
Yeah, baby. Okay, when it's over, it'll have been so good. I can't wait to sit down and watch it again with Jessica. I think I need a few days at least.
His father's there because of us.
How do you know?
Told you putting that box was a bad idea.
It wasn't a bad idea. We needed Superman. We still do.
For whatever returns, it isn't Superman. His body and powers maybe, but it ain't
bro.
I was hoping it would be some sort of superhero movies are forever changed by what Justice League was supposed to be. Instead, it's just a better, longer version of the movie.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to be a lot of like, this is why they did that, and it's still boring. I was shocked that I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Let me guess. An eye for an eye.
Yes, you insensitive asshole.
Hey, this is my plea to superhero movie directors. I wish that we could do a series of maybe vignettes, anthology stuff. So many great villains in the DC and the Marvel universe. We focus on one that we have to fight for 3 hours in a movie or 3 movies. And then there's a bunch of like lizards or robots
or aliens
that suck. That's the thing that they're really fighting. What if we did 4 or 5 stories where the Green Goblin and then Mr. Mitskisklitz and Rom, inconsequential stories that last 20 minutes or something like that.
That feels like the Justice League cartoon.
Yeah.
For the DCAU fans watching, I think you have to find the balance between a well-crafted story, which I think this one had at least more of, or better, well, certainly more, with some of the more lightheartedness of the theatrical without straying into cringy. I think it's just a very hard, it's probably much more difficult to do than I give all these people credit for. Like, I wouldn't want to try to have to do it, but if I was given the chance to do it, please.
I think they should let comic book YouTube channels
write the Justice League
the movies.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Double epilogue.
Let's do a average score.
I don't remember what I gave that.
I don't know.
4 years ago, what I gave the theatrical. Well, now I think I'd say 5. I enjoy it. It's okay. Yeah. It's pretty good. And then 7. I don't love this movie. I liked it. I think it's pretty good.
The length gets you. Like, it's hard to just sit. Let's sit down and watch Zack Snyder's Justice League. Okay, we're gonna watch it in chunks, like every chapter this. I'll like, okay, that's a good spot to pause. We'll come back tomorrow. What's your numerical score?
I would say 7, with the understanding that, if you're gonna watch it with someone, what you said, I would just pause it for the night.
Yeah.
If I had to see it in theaters, I'd probably give it a 6, just because I wouldn't want to sit through all that.
All things considered, I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Ooh.
I was going for 9, but I think 9 is too much. It's not a perfect movie by any means. If there was no other Justice League movie, this was it. I think we would still have the same complaints about contrivances or plot hole-y kind of stuff going on. It still feels like a weird story, but then again, we started off this universe with a Superman that snaps General Zod's neck.
Spoilers, man. I haven't seen Man of Steel yet.
General Zod is dead and turns into Doomsday. You knew that much, at least.
I did not know the Doomsday part.
You watched that movie.
Doesn't mean you know.
Doesn't mean I know it now.
It's not locked in.
Average score.
Average score.
Average score.
That is disgusting.
That was a pretty high place to start.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Give us money on Patreon and stuff. The usual. Subscribe.
If you subscribe, I'll come back.
Do you have stats on how many people click like and subscribe from you asking? You should do a poll.
Pretty.
How many? If somebody can post a
below,
comment, people upvote that. If the reason that you subscribe to the channel is because James asked you to.
Did you want to, or did we out of guilt? Did you?
Oh shit! All right.
Can't wait for ZSJL2 in 2025, starring Jared Leto.
I'll review that movie, and I plan to be fat.
Here come old Steppenwolf, he got better story, he got spiky spikies, he got more imposing, he got glowy eyes for some reason. That wasn't really explained in the movie, so good, but it's better. Oh yeah. Snyder cut. Down.